It's a lot easier to join, that sort of thing. All right, so getting that started up here, and I'm gonna have to mute it because we're gonna get a echo. It's a lot easier to join. There you go, perfect. Okay, so again, if you guys want to join us on YouTube, let me share this really quickly with you inside of the chat. It's youtube.com/LumiWealth. Just click on subscribe to make sure you follow us, right? Because we're trying to do a lot more of these live sessions now too. We put out a good amount of content. So if you want to see kind of what we're up to, YouTube is a great way to keep up to date with what we're doing, right? Okay, I'm showing the chat here. I see Brian Cosby says, I'm in. What does everyone think of Texas possibly getting its own exchange? I never even heard about that. That sounds very interesting. Exactly my thoughts. Cree said, interesting, BlackRock driven. That sounds something that BlackRock would do. Very cool. That actually sounds very interesting. I'd love to hear more about that, actually. Alan says, hello. How's it going? All right, so a lot of familiar faces here, some new ones. For those of you that are brand new, welcome. Welcome to the world of LumiWealth. We'll show you how to get your first algorithm up and running today. That's what today is all about. We run these workshops something like once a month. If you're a subscriber to us, you get this a lot more often. I'll tell you a little bit about kind of all the details behind our plans later today as well. But if you want to join us, you know, we have meetings every Tuesday. We have lots of support sessions. We have a really active community. So if you like what you see today, consider joining us. You'll get a lot more out of it in the future as well. Cool. Okay. So here's our agenda for today. First of all, we're going to talk about Replit or GitHub. Then we're going to talk about how to add a strategy. We're going to talk about how to run a live bot. We're going to talk about Polygon, back testing, next steps. And if you have any questions, we'll have some time at the end, but I strongly recommend that you guys ask questions throughout the presentation because it's a lot more interesting when, a lot more relevant when you ask it during the actual time of you having that question, right? Okay, quick little disclaimer before we get started. Basically saying, you know, anything that we talk about here, we're going to be talking about a lot of past performance stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of back tests. In either case, make sure that you're careful and whenever you do these strategies. We are not financial advisors. I'm not giving you any financial advice here. So just keep that in mind. All right. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get started with Replit and GitHub. All right. Let me actually let me get that. Sorry, I think I have the wrong set of slides here. 1 second. 1 second here. I think I have the wrong set of slides because options trading using algorithms. Algo trading demo.
Like actually work out where I work.
Pre-recorded. Setting up brokers, back testing. I thought I had a different set of slides here that are a little bit more introductory. There we go. Okay. Let me bring this over. Sorry about that. Because those are slides for something slightly different. Okay, so here's the agenda for today. Almost is the exact same agenda. We're going to talk about Alpaca, the broker. We're going to talk about Replit as well. We're going to talk about how to add a strategy, modifying parameters, deployment, and then next steps. All right. Okay, again, disclaimer. All right, some notes before we get started as well. So the recordings of this workshop will only be available to people that are on one of our plans. So if you're interested in joining, that is a good reason to join. It's free to get started. The first 2 weeks is a free trial. So you have nothing to lose. So if you want to get the recordings of this, join the free trial. And that's $49 a month afterwards, after that free trial. All right. If you want to see our plans, go to lumiwealth.com. This is where it's at right here. LumiWealth.com, and then you can go down to see plans. And here's all of our plans and all of their pricing and details about them. All right. Okay, cool. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get your broker set up. All right. So now, if you've worked with us in the past, you know we're big fans of Alpaca, the broker. If you have not done anything with us before, then welcome. And there's a really good broker here that we tend to use called Alpaca. is one of our brokers that's supported. We support a bunch of brokers. This is one of them. Okay, it's www.alpaca.markets, not .com. A lot of people get confused by that. So I'm going to share that into the chat. And this broker is fantastic. It allows you to trade stocks and crypto. They say options as well. That's still kind of a newer thing for them. We don't support options with them yet because they don't support level 3 options yet, which is the majority of our strategies. So even though it does say options, it's not fully supported yet. They will have it soon though. And as soon as they get it ready, we're going to be ready with that as well. David says commodities. No, they do not trade commodities. If you want to trade commodities, I recommend that you use Interactive Brokers, which is another supported broker that we have. If you want to trade commodities, Alpaca only trades these 3 types of instruments, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. However, I do know there's some people in the class right now that are interested in setting up other brokers as well. So if you hang around to the end, we can kind of talk about how to set up different brokers and how to get different things going as well. Right? But the majority of the class today, we're going to be focused on Alpaca as a broker. And again, the reason why they do a bunch of different types of instruments, but further than that, they're also really, really good when it comes to algo trading. They're very supportive of trading algorithms, and they make this stuff really easy. And they also have 0 commissions, which is a huge advantage, right? If you guys know anything about algo trading, if you're trading often, commissions can really bog you
Gonna
down
go
quite
with
a
a
bit.
better guy.
Sorry, what was that, Mahendra?
Uh,
Oh, there you go. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, so if you do a lot of algo trading, you'll realize that, commissions really get in the way. So Alpaca being commission free is fantastic. So they're kind of like the Robin Hood of algo trading. These guys are fantastic. I actually met a bunch of them not too long ago. Fantastic team, really hardworking, and to be quite honest with you, probably one of the best brokers in the world at this point. They've really, I think, earned that title. So, okay, so now if you want to set this algorithm up today, we're going to be using Alpaca, as I mentioned. Make sure that you go to this website, click on sign up for free or sign up or one of their buttons. And you're going to fill in their thing here. I'm going to fill it in with you just so that we kind of get the same sort of thing here. So I'm going to fill in United States. If you are not in the United States, that's okay. You could fill in United States for now, right? I know a bunch of you guys are from Australia or Hong Kong or whatever. We've been getting people from all over the world lately. If you're not a US resident, pick it anyways, because if you do not pick it, they will not give you access to paper trading. And that's all we're going to be doing for today. If you want to use live money, that's a different story. We can set you up with a different broker, for example, Interactive Brokers. There's a question here. Interactive Brokers does options. Yes, they do. Interactive Brokers is incredible. They do pretty much everything all around the world. So if you need to have a broker in a different jurisdiction, or if you want to trade any kind of specific types of assets, Interactive Brokers is probably the way to go. Philip, you have a question?
Yeah. Is Alpaca affected by VPNs?
I don't think you need a VPN. I run it out of Canada and I've never had any issues.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think you need to pretend anything through a VPN. They're not going to stop you. If you just put down United States, you should be all good to go. Right. And again, if you are not in the US, that's okay. We're only doing paper trading as of today. Right. If you want to do live money, we'll probably have to set you up with a different broker, for example, Interactive Brokers. Right. We could talk about kind of how to get that going. It's a little bit trickier than what we have here, but we'll keep it simple for today. Right. So I'm going to fill this in here. I'm going to say this is Alpaca test 098. I've made so many accounts of them at this point that I need to make up random letters and numbers now. There you go. Okay, so I created this. All right, once you filled this out, you will get something to your email. I am going to check my email right now. Where's my email? All right, there we go. Click on confirm. And once you've confirmed from your email, it should look something like this. And then you can log in. And then this is, again, my login. And then that's pretty much it. Super simple to get an account up and running. You do not need to do anything more than this. A lot of people get hung up on this. They'll come here and they'll say, oh, you have to pick an account type, an entity. Please ignore this. You do not need to do this. I've said this many times over. People still go through it. So I'm trying to accentuate as much as possible. You do not need to set up an account type right now. We're only doing paper trading. You can fully ignore what is on your screen right now and instead go to home in the top left-hand corner. Okay? Ignore setting up your full account type and just go to home, top left-hand corner. That's going to give you access to paper trading. You'll see here that you have $100,000 fake money. That's what we're going to be using for today. All right. Okay, so it's essentially these few steps here. And let me actually share these slides with you, just in case you find it easier to follow along with the slides. So let me share that in the chat as well. All right, so we went through create an account, fill in the form, make sure you pick the United States, or else they're going to give you limited access. VPN, no VPN, that doesn't matter. Log in and then click on home in the top left-hand corner, ignoring that whole thing of setting up your account. Okay, if everything is done correctly, you should see this screen in front of you. All right, and let me know once you've gotten to this point. Okay, and then I have a little note here also. You only need to give them your email, first name, last name, etc. in the form. You only have to go through the longer live trading account form if you want to use real money. We recommend paper trading for now. All right, so again, same thing that I mentioned. All right, so let me know when you guys are here. Okay, and I've noticed that there's a few people that joined just now. Let me see if you guys have your speakers on yet. I'm still waiting for you guys to hear. Okay. For those of you that are joining, it's very simple. Just go to alpaca.com or alpaca.markets, create an account. I'm going to share that link one more time for those of you that showed up a bit late. If you show up late, it's still okay. We're still quite early. Go to the link I just shared inside the chat, alpaca.markets. Go there and create an account. All right. And once you create an account, make sure you choose the United States. Even if you don't live in the US, make sure you choose that, or else they're not going to give you full access. They're not going to check your residency or anything like that. We're only doing paper trading for now. And then you confirm your email. And when you're all good, you should see this screen right here. This is paper trading. I clicked on home in the top left-hand corner. All right. Okay, Brian says he's good to go. Raise your hand or give me a little signal or send a message if you're on this page now and if you're all good.
I'm
Good.
good to go.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. I'm getting lots of thumbs up here. Paris raised your hand. Does that mean that you're done, or does that mean you have a question, Paris?
No, I'm on the page.
Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Okay. All right, so sounds like everyone is in the right spot here. Jonathan says not yet. I'm assuming that you're on your way there. Let me know if you need any specific help, Jonathan. Okay, but that's a fairly simple thing. Just create an account. That's it. Okay. Next step, once you've created your account, we want to find your API keys, right? We're not going to use them just yet, but we're going to need them in the next step. So I want you to find these API keys, right? So you can find them by going here, Trade Commission Free Options. This is a new thing. Okay, I'm going to exit that out. You'll find a section here that says API keys, right? On my screen, it's on the right-hand side. If you have a smaller screen, for example, if you're on your phone or something along those lines, I'd recommend you do this from a desktop, not from your phone. It's going to be a lot easier on your computer. But either case, you want to find something that says API keys. It'll either be on the right-hand side or near the bottom. You might have to scroll to the bottom to find it, okay? In either case, you'll see the section API keys. When you get to that, I want you to click on Generate New Keys. There's a little button there. And then you have these two keys now. You have a key and you have a secret, okay? We're not going to use these just yet, but we're going to keep a note of this, right? So Philip asks, can you do this on your phone? Technically, yes, you can do this on your phone. I wouldn't recommend it, though. It's going to give you some pretty big headaches just with formatting or whatever, but technically it is possible. I have done it with my phone before. It's just not the easiest way to do it, right? But yes, if you really wanted to, you could. Right? For example, if you're on your phone, you just have to scroll to the bottom, find your API keys, click on that Generate Keys button. For some people, if you've created an account before, you might have to click Regenerate Keys. Sometimes people get stuck by that. They say, oh, I can't see my secret. If you don't see that, you might have to regenerate your keys. Okay? Either way, click that button. You'll see key and secret. Right? Joseph says, we are making a broker API account right now, not the trading API one. I'm not sure what you mean, Joseph. We're not making a broker API, we're making a trading API. I would say it's the opposite of what you're saying. Whenever I log into Alpaca, I always click on trading API. I do not click on broker API. Broker API is different. That means if you are a broker and you want to create an API, which is not the case, unless you want to do that, that's a different story, but that's also not what we're covering today. Yeah,
Are
trading.
there trading fees? I'm sorry. Are there trading fees on the broker one?
I believe they do have trading fees, yes. Yeah, when I spoke to them the other day, the broker API is meant to be if you're a business and you want to sell, like if you want to create like your own app and like sell investment products to other people. That's what it's meant
Oh,
for.
okay.
Yeah, so it's a totally different thing. And yes, they do charge you fees, and it's actually kind of ridiculous how much they charge you in terms of fees. But the trading API is great, no commissions. It's fantastic, right? So, okay, cool. So hopefully you guys are all here. Let me know if you guys are all at this point. We generate the keys. Just make a note of them for now. We don't need to actually copy anything. Just leave this page open. We will come back to this soon. All right. As Azaria says, I'm not getting an email from Alpaca. I don't know, check your junk mail. Maybe you typed in your email incorrectly. Maybe you already have an account with them. I think there's a bunch of things you could try, right? But Azaria, maybe try using a different email. Maybe try going through the process again. If you're not getting the email, check your junk mail. You know, those are a few things I would try, Azaria. All right, okay.
I got it working.
Perfect. Awesome. Great. Cool. Okay, any other questions or anything before we move on to the next step? So far, pretty simple. Again, for those of you that joined a bit late, just create an account with alpaca.markets, go into your paper trading, get your API keys. That's all we're at right now. Okay. Next step, let's make an account with Replit. So I'm going to go into Replit here. So Replit, for those of you that are wondering, what the heck is that? It's kind of like an AWS or a Google cloud provider or Microsoft Azure. You guys have probably heard some of those before. It's essentially a cloud service provider that will allow you to run your code on someone else's computer, right? So instead of running your algorithm on your computer, which can be a big problem, right? If you run an algorithm on your own computer, you're going to have the issue of what if your internet goes out? What if your power goes out? It's probably not going to be the fastest thing in the world, right? So you have internet latency issues, that sort of thing. You're much better off running an algorithm in the cloud on these servers, right? And basically, companies like Amazon and Microsoft, they have giant server farms. By giant, I mean literally like humongous buildings. Some of them are underground. Microsoft even has some underwater, from what I've heard. You're going to have basically your code running on one of those computers somewhere, most likely in the United States, probably on the East Coast or West Coast, right? That's basically what we're doing here with Replit is we want to run our code on a server on another computer on the internet so that we don't have to worry about what if our power goes out, what if our internet goes out, or anything like that. It's a lot more stable and a lot less maintenance to take care of this stuff, right? Okay, so what we want to do is you want to go to Replit. I'm going to log out here. Leave. There you go. So this is basically what their homepage looks like. Let me share this with you as well in the chat. Right. So I'm just going to answer some questions here. Finally, in Alpaca, what do I do about the keys? We'll come back to the keys, Jonathan. That's not a big deal. Really just want to go down to API keys and hit generate. That's it. We leave it alone from there. Right. We'll come back to that. Okay, for now, let's all go to Replit. Replit.com. It's kind of a programmer sort of joke, right? REPL means basically a fast way to program Python. For those of you that don't know that much about Python programming, that's kind of what a REPL is. And REPL means like, create a REPL out of it. It's kind of a clever name. For those of you that know a little bit about Python. Once you get to this page, just click on sign up for free. You can use a free account. I will encourage you to get a paid account if you want to actually run these things long term. Their paid account, I believe, is $10 or $20 a month, and it allows you to do quite a few things with it, right? So here I'm going to log into my personal account, which is a non-paid account, and I'll show you basically what this all looks like. So I've logged in. If you've created an account with Replit, you'll see something that looks like this. If you don't see exactly this, that's okay. As long as you're logged into Replit, we're all good to go. All right. Okay, so Replit, basically all you have to do, go to replit.com, click the sign up button, use your email or Google login, and then when finished, you'll be taken to the Replit dashboard. And that's basically the end of this step. All right. Really simple. Just create an account. That's it. All right. Okay. Sean says, I'll have to leave. I'll continue on YouTube. Thanks for the tutorial. No problem. Okay, cool. All right. So we're done the first two steps. We're done creating an account with Alpaca. And then we've also created an account with Replit, right? So far, we've just created two different accounts. That's all we've really done so far. Create an account with Alpaca, the broker, and create an account with Replit, our cloud service provider, all right? Now, the next step, adding a strategy. This is where the fun stuff begins, right? This is when we're actually going to start seeing some stuff happening, right? So what we want to do is we want to pick from one of these templates, okay? We have two templates for you here. If you join our starter plan, you're going to get 5 different templates or 5 different strategies they could run. And there's a slightly different way of running them through GitHub. If you're on our pro plan or all access plan, you'll have a lot more strategies as well. Some of them that are quite crazy. Let me show you really quickly here some of the strategies that we have. Here is our Condor Martingale strategy. We've been working on this one for some time. Here's the back test. Historically, it's done something like 60% a year. We've even had results of this that have gone over 100% a year. I've been running some real money in this over the past few days. I'm up so far about 5% in a week, just to give you kind of an idea of how this is going. All right, quite a nice algorithm so far. All right, that's one of our strategies available. We also have some other strategies like our butterfly. This one has some pretty wild looking back tests. This one has a result. We got over 458% a year result in our back tests. We're still testing this one. I don't have it working very well yet in paper trading because it's still pretty new. We haven't fully gone through the vetting process yet, but the back testing results are pretty damn astounding. If we get anywhere near that 450% a year, believe me, I'll be a very happy person. So will all of our subscribers. That's another one that we have. And basically, we have this entire library of algorithms here, right? You can go through, there's even more, and you can see all these different algorithms that you get access to when you're part of our pro plan or all access plan. You'll get access to all of these. Even our starter plan, you get a smaller subset of this. You'll get some pretty good ones too. All right. Okay, so just give you a little preview there. Today, we're going to be working on 2 free ones. These are very simple templates within Replit that you guys can just use right out of the box. Let's start off with the crypto custom ETF. And the reason why, and to be honest with you, I actually like this algorithm better, the diversified leverage. I personally have real money in this. I could actually show you, actually, let me log out of this here. I could show you how this thing is done. Just a little aside here, in case you guys are wondering. I've been running that algorithm for a while now, I think almost a year and a half now. And I'm up almost 50% over the past year. So just to show you, we do follow what we preach. We do actually have this stuff running. And here is my account that I've been running, like I said, for over a year. In the past year, we started the year at 3,400. We're now at 4,600. So I'm up, was at $1,200 in a year on this account. And it's actually been doing quite well even before then. This is when I went through some cash. We started the algorithm somewhere around here, like after this withdrawal. So it's been going up quite nice and steadily since then. All right, this is, ignore this part because this is me taking money out of it. But this is essentially, since we've been running the algorithm, we've been up quite a nice amount running this this diversified leverage algorithm. So I'm a big fan of it personally. You guys can choose to do whatever you want to do with your strategies and your money. But just to point out, that's kind of what I've been doing over the past little bit. I'm a big fan of this diversified leverage algorithm. Okay. We're not going to run that today. We're going to run the crypto custom ETF algorithm today. And the reason why is because we want to have something that works right now. It's crypto, it's 24 hours, so we could actually see a result right now when we run this. Whereas a diversified leverage is a stock trading algorithm, and it is only going to be available during market hours, which currently it's not market hours, right? So that's why we're doing the crypto one, despite the fact that I actually really like the second one personally. Okay, cool. So I shared with you the link inside of the chat, right? You want to click on this link here, crypto custom ETF, right? And let's see people who are in YouTube. Maybe I could share this with you guys too. How do I share this? I actually do not know how to share this to YouTube. I'm sorry. I apologize about that. If anyone knows how to do a chat in here, please let me know because
Can you just paste it in the dialogue thing at the bottom, like on YouTube?
I don't see any dialogue thing.
There's like a chat thing at the bottom, right? Can't you? Oh, you don't have the chats enabled or something?
I don't see it. It says
Like, isn't there like a
private.
place where you can like?
I don't know why it's saying private video. It's saying comments are not supporting private videos. I don't know why it's private. That's not my intention to make this private, but okay, sure. So sorry for those of you that are following on YouTube. You might have to get this link some other way. If you go into Replit, you can actually search for this. You could probably even find it in there. Louis Well stuff. There's a question here. David says, sorry for the basic question. Do you share in your group what logic is placed under each algo? Yeah, absolutely. We talk very much in depth about each algorithm. If you join our classes, we'll go through a lot of detail about each one of them. We're actually going to be producing videos soon that really kind of go through each one. But in either case, if you go into, for example, Martingale, you go into here for each algorithm, we have a description of how it works, right? This creates a condor with a delta defined in the parameters. The condor loses money, then increase the quantity. Da, da, da. So every algorithm that we have a description. We're probably going to be even expanding on that as well to really make sure that you guys understand that well. So thank you for that question. And there's definitely no basic question. So please don't apologize for that. I like the fact that you guys are asking good questions. Okay, cool. So that being said, let's get back into this. So this link that we have here for the template, let's click on that link. Right. When you open it up, you'll see something that looks like this.
Hey, Robert, I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
In Replit, start to build with template. Is it Python or Python Discord? Which one is it?
Python or Python Discord. What did you click on? I don't understand
I
why.
didn't. Well, when I logged in, because this is my first time, I started. It's asking me to start building with a template and asking me what type of template.
I would exit out of that. I wouldn't do that at all.
Okay,
If
so
there's
just
some way that you can
explore.
exit. You should be using this template right here, the one that I'm sharing with you.
Okay,
All right, so this template right here, just click on that link. I'll share it one more time inside the chat, right? And it'll open this up. And this has taken quite some time to load up. I don't know why it's taking so long. I feel like Replit's been a little slow lately. I'm gonna wait for this thing to load up. There it is. Okay, this is the template that we want to run. Okay, this is our crypto custom ETF example template. Again, there's this one that you guys have access to for free. You also have access to diversified leverage. I personally have real money in diversified leverage. The crypto custom ETF is a pretty simple one. It's kind of just to give you an example of how this stuff works, right? If you want to see a little bit more details about it, you can click on the README here to the left-hand side. It gives you a description of what this strategy does. All of our strategies are like this. It shows you some getting started instructions. Shows you a back test. This is basically how the strategy performed historically according to our back tests. Right? You can see all the details there. All right. But you don't have to go through that. That's just to show you that that's available. In order to run this, you should click on Use Template in the top right-hand corner here. Okay. A lot of people, they don't end up doing this and they think, what the heck is going on? Please don't forget to hit this button, Use Template. You could also hit like and all that kind of stuff too to increase how popular this is. But Use Template is the button that you want to click on right here in the top right-hand corner, right? So click on Use Template. It'll tell you to fill in a name and a description. You don't have to change it. Feel free to change it if you want to. You don't have to. And then click on use template again here. All right. So use template again. And then now when it's done, you should look at a screen like this. You should see a screen like this. Okay. You'll see your file. So left-hand side, you'll see tools underneath that. You'll see the code right here in the middle. And on the right-hand side, it decided to load up an AI, which cool. That's a new thing. But basically you'll see something like this and a big run button in the top middle of the screen. That's going to be quite important for us, right? Okay. So hopefully you guys all were able to go through that. It's pretty simple. Just click on the link, click on use template, and then that should get you to the next step. Right? Let me know. Did anyone get stuck on that, by the way? Anyone stuck here? Is everyone at the screen? Raise your hand if you're at the screen.
I'm not. I'm still stuck on this thing because it's still asking me to. So I'm in the Replit page under home. And then from there, do you create a Replit?
No. Click on the link that I sent. Click on
Okay,
the
I
link
have
to
you.
the template.
Oh, okay.
The Zoom link. If you go into Zoom chat, you'll see the link that I sent out.
No, I got a copy of
It did me
that
the
link.
same way. It did me the same way. It should be a small tab on the bottom right that says like skip this step or continue to Replit or something, but it asks to look like create Python and all that. And I just clicked that little thing in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, I got the same thing, but what I did is once they sent me the email to verify my email, it took me out of that screen, and I just went right into the link that Robert sent, and that was it.
Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you guys. It's awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen that because I haven't opened an account for a while, so I guess their new account process is a little different. In either case, if you click on the link that I sent, it should skip all that. It should take you directly to the template. Right. So again, this is that link, right? It's inside the Zoom chat. You click on this link. And then when you go in here, you'll see a big use template button in the top right-hand corner. Right? I think the link is really just all you need. Like you could ignore basically what's happening on that page. Right. I'm just going to read over some of these comments here. Got it. Thumbs up. Brian says, we haven't clicked on run yet, have we? No, not yet. We have not ran this thing yet, but we are getting very, very close to hitting run. We'll be there very shortly. Shayna says, I clicked the link and it worked. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so just clicking the link. I don't know about you guys. For me, Replit takes quite a long time to load lately. I feel like they made some changes, but once this loads up, for some reason, it takes a while for me. There is that use template in the top right-hand corner that you can click on. I can't show you right now because it's still loading, but once you click on that, click on use template, you'll get to something that looks like this, right? Yeah, so there you go. This is what it looks like, right? Big green use template button. You want to click on that one, right? So click on that one. Pick whatever name you want. You can leave it alone if you want, and just click use template, right? That's where you want to go through. Okay, so again, green button, use template, and then use template again. All right. Okay, any other questions before we jump to the next step? Okay, cool. So now next step of what we want to do in here is now we want to link up. So now what have we done? Let's take a quick step back, right? We've created a brokerage account with a supporting broker. We have created an account with Replit, which is where we're going to be running our algorithms. We have now also loaded up a template of an algorithm that we're going to use, right? So everything is pretty much all set up right now. All we have to do now is connect our algorithm to our broker, okay? We have to somehow tell this algorithm, this is the broker that I want you to use, okay? And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to use secrets and API keys, okay? So what I want you to do is go to under tools, scroll down under tools. There's a secrets section right here. You might even see a red dot next to it. So find secrets, click on secrets, okay? And when you're in secrets, you should see that there are 2 secrets ready for you to fill in, okay? There's Alpaca API secret and Alpaca API key. Now, if you've been paying attention, you might know exactly where to get these from, right? Any guesses as to where we're going to get these two things from?
From the alpaca,
Alpaca and
where
um
we originally were.
Exactly. It's what we did in the first step, right? So again, back to alpaca. I'm going to click on home to make sure I go into paper. I'm going to go down to my API keys. Right now, mine, I have to click on regenerate. So if you don't see your key and your secret, if you only see a key, you might have to hit regenerate, okay? And generate new keys. And now I have key and I have secret, okay? So I'm going to go here, grab my key from alpaca, copy, right? Right click copy or control C. And I'm going to put that into my key, right here. Okay, so key, alpaca API key, and then the actual value of the key. Right, so value is the key itself from alpaca. All right, when you're done with that, click on add secret. You'd be surprised how many people forget to click this button. Click add secret, and this should go away. That delete button should disappear. Okay, now that's added in, and I can even see it here, alpaca API key, and then the actual key itself. All right. Then I'm going to go back to alpaca, and I'm going to copy over the secret. Again, same thing, control C or copy. Quick little tidbit, double click on it. That makes it a lot easier for you to select the whole thing if you double click it. Some people like this and drag across. That works too. I just find that you're less likely to have any errors if you double click it. So double click, copy, right? We copy it again. And then we're going to go back into Replit, and then where key says alpaca API secret, the value I'm going to fill in with the actual secret itself. So control V to paste or paste, right? We see it here. Once this is done, click add secret. Okay, so now this is what mine look like. I have two secrets, or which is my alpaca API key, and that's the key there, and then my alpaca API secret, and then the actual secret there. And again, I do not see those buttons that say add secret. I don't see delete buttons because I've added the secrets. Okay, if you did not add your secrets, you'll still see those buttons there. So I want to make sure you don't see them. Click on that add secret button. Okay. Now, once you've had this, once it's all done, all you got to do is click run, and we are good to go, right? I'm going to click run here. It's going to take a little bit of time to get started up. But in the meantime, while this is running, anyone have any problems with this? Any questions around any of this? This will take a few minutes or seconds to start up.
I guess my question is, if we were to use a different broker, would all of them have like a similar
Yes.
keys that we could get? Awesome.
Yes. So notice here, for example, and I actually want to clean this up a little bit better because you could use even more brokers than this. But for example, Tradier, you'd put Tradier access token and Tradier account number. It'll automatically know that you put in Tradier, not alpaca, right? It automatically knows, okay, you didn't put an alpaca key, you didn't put this key. Oh, you put a Tradier key, and it'll just use Tradier, right? It will automatically know to do that, right? And if you are a coder, do you have some coding experience?
I have not much, no.
Not much? Okay, all right. Well, I just want to mention that if you are a coder, you create also on your, if you want to run this on your computer, you create a .env file, and it's the same thing as the secrets here, right? So just want to point that out in case, that matters. But yeah, if you want to use a different broker, you're just using different secrets. That's it. Really simple, very easy to connect to a different broker, right? You're just getting different secrets from different brokers. Okay, so here we go. We're in here. Notice when I hit run here, we see a bunch of green text, right? This means things went well. It says new order, filled order, right? And then when I go back into my alpaca, I now am the proud owner of 3 different crypto coins. I own Litecoin, $30,000 worth, almost 31,000. Ethereum, almost 31,000, and Bitcoin, almost 31,000. All right, so we are now proud owners of some Bitcoin and some Ethereum and some Litecoin. All right, so if everything went well, you should see that here. You'll see your positions. All right. Okay. All right, so let me answer some questions here. So Joseph says, are all your backtests done with Alpaca? We do not backtest anything with Alpaca. Alpaca is not used for backtests. We use backtesting. We use Polygon as a data source. We do not backtest with Alpaca. We run some algorithms with them. They are a broker. but we do not use them for backtesting. Another question here, Marcus says, can you resend the link? I can't find it in the chat. Which link are you looking for? I'm going to assume you mean the template link. So I'm going to share that with you here. Again, the template link. I'll also share the link to our entire presentation just in case, because I know you joined a little late, Marcus. So let me share the entire link to our presentation. Right. Okay. So we're seeing here, get out of town. That worked. Alan, fantastic. I love that comment down there. Get out of town. Um, James says, my position, and congratulations, Alan, by the way. James says, my positions did not update. Did you finish running it, James? When you're running it, did you get any kind of errors when you ran? When you're running it in Replit, you should see that it goes all the way and shows you a bunch of green stuff. If it's not showing you green, if it's showing you some red stuff or just no green at all, it might be that you have some sort of issue. Maybe you didn't put your secrets in correctly. Maybe you forgot to save them. Sometimes people put spaces before or after. I've seen people put like hit a key by accident and add it to their secrets. So I would check that. But first thing is just make sure that you have all of your green text here. If this is not green, then you might okay, so James says no red and no green. It could be that it's just loading. Did you hit run, James?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Can you share a screenshot of what this looks like, or maybe share your screen really quickly?
Sure. Give me 1 second.
It's good. How about the rest of you guys? Is everyone else able to get to this point? Were you able to see some trades go through? Is your account actually working?
Yes.
Joseph says yes. Perfect. Awesome. We got a bunch of yeses here. Thank you, John. You're good too. Geronimo, Aaron, awesome. We got some great stuff. Good work, guys. We got a lot of algorithms up and running. Perfect. Let's see what's going on here. James. All right. Yeah, so corresponding secret key must be supplied with the API key. So you did not enter your secrets correctly. Can you go into your secrets tab? Yeah, so you're missing, you deleted one of your secrets.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute.
So let me send you what you need to have in that space.
Okay.
You actually deleted it. Let me see what you have here. You have the key, but you're missing the secret. So I'm going to share this with you inside of the Zoom chat and copy that over into your key section. Right? Alpaca API secret. Copy that whole thing into your key. Right? So you have key and value. Fill in your key with that. Right there. Yeah.
Right there? Okay.
Yeah, paste it right there. Alpaca API secret. Perfect. And then hit add secret. And then just for good measure, click that little eyeball thing so we can see what's in there. That all looks good. Perfect. And then hit run. And let's see if this thing starts up for you. Right. And for those of you guys, the rest of you, if you see something along those lines, says credentials issue, could say 401, a bunch of different things. You probably messed up your API keys. That's most likely a situation. This looks good so far, right? I can see here, blue text is good. It says strategy will check in again at 51 after. So we're going to give it a few seconds here. And once it hits 51 after, we should start seeing it kick into gear and actually start trading. So let's leave this open for a little bit longer. Just make sure everything's good. But anyone else have any problems? So far, I'm getting a lot of yeses here. It sounds like a lot of people got this up and running, which is great. Anyone else having issues? Usually the issues when we go through this process is in your secrets. Right? So far, this is looking very good for you, James.
Okay.
And we'll give it a few more seconds when we start seeing green messages.
Green, yes.
We got green, perfect. And then you can pop over to your alpaca, right, which is right there. You might have to refresh the page, but you should.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Perfect. Awesome.
All right.
You're good to
Perfect.
go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to take over the screen again. Perfect. We got a lot of people running their first algorithms today. Good job, guys. Great work. All right, so sharing my screen again. Okay. Question here. Joseph asks, can you have a single algorithm have multiple API connections to different brokers? We don't generally have it set up to do that sort of thing. If you want to have one algorithm running at multiple brokers, we'll just have multiple things like this. We'll just run one account, one broker, we just do the same process over again for a different broker, right? Yeah, cool. Technically it's possible, but it's just easier to just do it that way, right? Okay, cool. So going through the rest of the steps, we have here the template. We used that. We copied over the keys, right? We filled in the keys. We made sure we hit add secret, right? And then we hit run strategy. And then assuming everything went correctly, we got a bunch of this green text saying new market orders created, filled order, right? Everything's good to go. We checked our alpaca. We saw that we have the right amount of holdings there. And then we also saw kind of an error, right? So we saw that James had an issue, forbidden or 403 client error or missing keys or something like that. All those are kind of give you an indication that there's something messed up with your secrets, right? These are all different ways to see that, right? Okay. So Aaron says, do you teach how to create custom strategies in the paid plans? Yes, we do. We have a bunch of different courses that will teach you how to build your own strategies. You also get access to our whole library of different strategies. We have a bunch of them in here. All of our fancy stuff is part of our pro or all access plan. If you want to get our good algorithms, it's part of our more advanced plans. Our starter plan will give you access to a couple of good ones. A few of them that I use have made me some good money over the years. But the ones that are really kind of knocking the ball out of the park, that's part of our pro plan or all access plan. So yes, we do have a bunch of other algorithms they could use. And if you want to learn how to create your own algorithms, we also have a bunch of courses on that. We have live classes weekly. We have a bunch of different stuff to help you with that. All right. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, do you guys have any algorithms for futures trading?
I think, have one or two algorithms for futures. We don't generally focus on that, but if you were to join us on our Tuesday classes, we can actually build some out, right? Because there's nothing stopping us from building it. We just haven't gone down that path yet. So if you're interested, feel free to join us on our Tuesday classes, which is part of our pro plan, and we can actually build out some futures algorithms if you have some in mind.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Okay. So another question here says, David says, if you're starting very fresh, no coding experience, where will you hire the right person to do coding for you if you have ideas to test? Upwork. I mean, we do that for you. So if you want to have someone build algorithms for you, we have a full staff that can take care of that for you. If you're part of our all access or pro plans, we could actually build out a lot of that for you, hold your hand through it. Or if you want to just hire us to actually build your algorithms, we can do that as well, right? So yes, you could go to Upwork if you'd want, or you just go to us. We're specialized in this. We've been doing this for over 5 years now. So yeah, so if you want to hire someone, feel free to talk to someone from our team. You could email us, you can go on our intercom, you can go to our website. There's a bunch of different ways to message us. Just send us a message and we can get you all set up, right? If you have anything specific in mind, or if you want to just use our algorithms, you can do that as well. Right? Mahendra says, do you support other brokers other than Alpaca? Yes, we do. We support quite a few other brokers. We support a bunch of crypto brokers, Coinbase, Kraken, KuCoin, Binance, Bybit, and a bunch of other ones. Basically, any broker on this list, if you want a crypto broker, this entire list we support. So look at all the different ones. Gate, HTX, KuCoin, Alpaca, Bygone, Binance, BitBank, Bitfinex, lots of them, right? So if you want to trade crypto, we have lots of different brokers for you. Okay, that's for crypto brokers. This list goes very long, right? We also support Alpaca. We support Tradier, which is what I use for my options trading personally, because there's free options trades. If you pay them $10 a month, you get 0 commissions on options trades. These guys are fantastic. It's another broker that we support, Tradier. right? I love these guys. I think they're fantastic. We of course also support Alpaca, and we also support Interactive Brokers, which is another really, really good broker. This is kind of the gold standard for brokers around the world. If you know anything about them, you can basically trade all around the world. Like for example, for some of our people in Canada, they can use Interactive Brokers. We have people in Australia, they use Interactive Brokers. So they're supported internationally. They can do futures, forex. I mean, you name it. Pretty if it's illegal in your country, you could probably do it through Interactive Brokers. Basically, is what it is. Okay. Question is, do we support Webull? We do not yet, Brian, but it is on our list of things we want to add. So not yet for Webull, but it's definitely something I want to add over the next couple of years or the next couple of months. So not yet, but we plan to. I think Webull is great. Although if you are using Webull, I would actually suggest using Tradier instead for algo trading, just because they have this plan where it's free trading. You pay them $10 a month. Check this out. $10 a month for their pro plan. Oh, they even have another one now. And you can trade options for free, zero commission. They're also adding in futures soon, so we're going to be trading futures through these guys soon too, which is a new thing that they added. I guess that's why they have their Pro Plus now. But options trading is free through Tradier if you're interested in that. And I know Webull mostly you do that for options trading, or at least most people I've seen. Alan asked, will they do a TFSA? I'm pretty sure they do. Yes. For Interactive Brokers, they support like everything. Interactive Brokers is like the most full-featured broker in the world, basically. If you look at, biggest brokers on planet Earth, it's like Interactive Brokers, Fidelity, and Schwab. You know what I mean? We support one of the three. We're going to be supporting Schwab pretty soon too. I personally use them for a bunch of stuff as well. So we're going to be supporting Schwab soon. Webull and Schwab are kind of the two top ones that we're looking at. Alan says, so I'm just going to read off some comments. Have you ever made an arbitrage bot? Yes, Philip, we have made arbitrage bots. That's a pretty common question. Arbitrage bots are harder to make money with than you might think. I've built quite a few of them. Crypto back in the day was very easy to make money using arbitrage. These days it's harder. If you want to make actual, like it's to build one is not that hard. To make money using one is a different story. If you're interested in something like that, we can have that conversation. We could actually build one out for you if you're interested. There's a bunch of different things we do with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Reach out to one of our team. We can have that discussion. And then Alan says, David, I wouldn't hire anyone from Upwork. They generally don't know how to hook everything up. That was my problem. Use Rob and his people. Thank you, Alan. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I mean, we specialize in this. You're right, Alan. I've hired people off Upwork before. We actually hire a lot of people from Upwork. Hit and miss. For us, it's easier because I could tell them exactly what to do. But there's a lot of people on Upwork that just don't know what the heck they're talking about. So if you want to do algorithms, we definitely specialize in that. So thank you for that, Alan. Okay, TFSA, Webull. Does Tradier have an TFSA? So Alan, Tradier is the United States only. I don't think they support Canada right now. So I think if you're in Canada, you're kind of limited to using Interactive Brokers. Just generally, Canada doesn't have brokers that support algo trading. I know the guys at Questrade. I was in their office recently. They don't do it. They don't plan on doing it. I've spoken to a bunch of the big banks. We've had conversations with RBC and TD Bank and CIBC. We're trying to sell our products to them. So that's why I actually know a lot of people from their companies. None of them have really panned out in terms of algo trading. They just don't want to do that in Canada. I don't know. That's just not their thing, but Interactive Brokers does that. So if you want to trade algo trading, Interactive Brokers is the way to go in Canada, along with many other countries. Just can't. United States just has such a more developed financial system than the rest of the world. Joseph asks, what about Speed Trader? I've never even heard of that. Sorry, I don't know what Speed Trader is. Let me know if there's any specific reason why you'd want to use Speed Trader. Maybe we could add it to our list. Brian says, I wonder what the fees are for Interactive Brokers for algo options. I think it's 35 cents a trade. So Interactive Brokers options fees. All right, so commissions for options. There it is. The United States is 25 cents a contract. through Interactive Brokers. In Canada, it is $1.25 a contract. It's actually a lot more expensive in Canada than the US. I was not aware of that. Okay, so that's the case there. This is why we use Tradier, right? Because Tradier goes from 25 cents to 0, right? Tradier is free. That's why I like using Tradier personally. That's why we hooked up with them. Okay, Marcus says having trouble with your API keys. Marcus, share a screenshot. Let me know what exactly is happening there. If you take a screenshot, put it into this chat, I'll help you there. All right. Cool. I would like to talk to you about building a bot with my parameters. Yeah, sure, Jonathan. If you want to do that, go to lumiwealth.com. If you want us to build a bot for you, go to lumiwealth.com, and there is a link here to book a demo. Just book a demo. You can get on a call with one of our staff, and they can walk you through all that. Right? Okay, that's probably the best way for you to go about doing that. So book a demo with someone on our team. Alan says I'm on IB now. Joseph says maybe it's for day traders. I'm not an algo traders, but I heard it was the best for fast trading. Yeah, sorry, Joseph. I've never heard of them. I don't know what Speed Trader is. They must be some like really small broker. Brian says thank you, Rob. No problem. Darcy says I've confirmed the keys, but it's not working. So Darcy, can you do the same thing? Share a screenshot of your thing here, right? If any of you guys having issues, share a screenshot of your console. Okay, so I see Marcus shared it, for example. Marcus, yours is cut off, but from what I best can tell, your credentials are incorrect. That is usually what the problem is. So maybe, can you go over to secrets, go over to this part here, secrets, this tab, and send me a screenshot of that. You probably did not fill in some of them, or maybe didn't add the keys, or there's something missing there, right? But from best I can tell here, it's saying validate credentials, right? It's talking about your credentials. That's what seems like is the case. So if you go over to secrets and send a screenshot of that, then I can further help you there, right? Most of the times when you have issues with running this algorithm, it's going to be some problem with the credentials. All right.
So I have a question about this crypto algorithm. Like if we wanted to use it on our account, like
Yep.
if we had a lot smaller account, like let's say instead of 100,000, we had like $5,000. Would
Yep.
we want to adjust some of the parameters on that and how
You
would
do
go?
not have to adjust the parameters. It will automatically adjust to the size of your account. And
Okay,
we're
great.
going to talk about this next. So we'll get into more details about this. But
Okay.
here's basically the weight, 31% in each one of these. You could actually change if it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, you could change a bunch of these things here, right? And just change the weightings. And it doesn't matter if it's 100,000, 10,000, 1,000. I've seen some people even with $200 accounts, and this is fine, right? It's really just a percentage-based thing, right? And we'll go into the details of that in a second. I just want to make sure everyone's kind of all set up. Okay, so Marcus, I see yours here. First of all, I don't know why you have Polygon. You don't need that. But second of all, click on add key, add secret. You didn't add them, right? You filled them in, but you need to hit that add secret button for each one of these. All right. So just go ahead and do that, Marcus. Once you've added secret, clicked on that add secret button for each one. All right. You have to finish doing that and then hit run again and let me know if it works for you. All right. Yeah, it's a very common mistake that people forget to click that add secret button, that big blue button, right? Notice how yours looks like this. You have this delete, you have add secret, right? And then look at how mine looks, where we go into secrets here and there's no buttons anywhere. It's just fully filled in, right? That's what it should look like. Okay. All right, okay, cool. So speaking of which, let's go to the next step here. Right. And for those of you that are having any issues, please send me screenshots. Same thing of your console and of your secrets. Most likely, I would say this is the problem that you probably didn't click on add secret, or you probably didn't fill them in correctly, or something along those lines. That's usually what the problem is when people do this the first time around. Right. Okay. All right, so next step. So let's talk about modifying parameters. So now that you have your algorithm up and running, congratulations, right? That's fantastic. You now have an algorithm that's going to run for you. This one's pretty simple. It's not going to be doing anything crazy. It's not going to be trading that often. This is one of our free algorithms. It's kind of just to show you it functioning and working. This algorithm itself, I think, could be quite profitable. It's basically just diversifying in crypto, but it's definitely not anything fancy that we're doing. So let me talk about how you can actually modify this algorithm if you want to do that. All right. So here is modifying parameters. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to go to your main.py file, right? Which is probably what you're already in. But if you're not, you could look under files here on the left, click on main.py, and it should look something like this, right? This is the main.py file. Okay. And then near the top of the file, you'll see the parameters section. Okay. Which is right here. You see parameters equals, right? That's the parameters section. Every algorithm is going to have a parameter section. They're all going to be different. This one happens to be a rebalancing algorithm. So it has parameters for what do you want to own in your portfolio. So in this case, we're saying we want to have Bitcoin, right? Asset symbol Bitcoin, asset type crypto, right? And then quote is quoted in US dollars, because if you know crypto, this could be, Bitcoin slash ETH or Bitcoin slash whatever else, right? In this case, we're saying it's US dollar denominated, right? So Bitcoin in US dollars, and it's 31% of our account. That's the weight in our account, 31%, 0.13. Okay. We also have ETH, right? ETH is a symbol, again, denominated in US dollars, and the weight is 31%. And then we also have Litecoin, LTC, 31% as well, right? But let's say I want to change that, right? Let's say I want to have only 20% Bitcoin, but I want 50% Ethereum, right? So 20, 50 at 70. Let's get this a little bit under 100%. So say 25%. I want 20, 50, and 25%. Let's say I want to do that. If that's what I want to do, I just change those numbers. I can hit stop, start it again. And when you run this thing, you'll see that it actually changes what you own, right? Notice that when you change these parameters, it will change the way that your algorithm functions, right? Now, that's the case with this algorithm. This is quite a simple one, right? But it's also the case with a lot of other more complicated algorithms. Let's say we have an algorithm, for example, that follows members of Congress, follows Nancy Pelosi, follows whatever. You could change that to follow different members of Congress, right? Or let's say you want to use one of our iron condor algorithms. You could change the way that that's working. Maybe it's a little too risky for you. You could tone that down, right? There's a lot of things that you could actually change in these parameters, right? So here I did something very simple. I just changed the weightings 20, 50, and 25. And now when I go into my alpaca, notice here now I have $50,000 in ETH, $25,000 in Litecoin, and $20,000 in Bitcoin. So it actually followed exactly what I told it to do, and it bought me exactly what I was looking for. All right. So feel free to play around with those. You have those parameters here for you. Again, this is a simple algorithm. Our more complex algorithms are going to give you a lot more things you could try out. Right. So for example, if you go into our Condor Martingale algorithm, just to give you a little quick example, go to our main.py. Here, there's a lot more that you could try out. You could try different underlying assets. You could try a different wing size for your options. You could try different max implied volatilities. You can say, is this a multi-leg purchase or not, right? You could change all these different things. Every algorithm is going to have different customizations they can use through the parameters, right? Okay, cool. Modify parameters and then rerun the algorithm. Right? Okay, and let me know if you guys are all able to do that, if you had any issues with that. Right? Joseph says, does the diversified leverage algo have a similar setup? Yes, it does. The diversified algorithm is also a rebalancing bot. It's just rebalancing for stocks as opposed to crypto. Right. So yes, has a very similar setup. And the parameters are always going to be at the top of any algorithm that you look at, and you'll be able to customize them there. Right. Okay, I also see here Derry Hicks. Derry Hicks, you need to click on this update secret button. You didn't click on update secret. So Darcy, Darcy, click on update secret and then click run again, right? Stop and then start again. Stop and run again. So Darcy, that should fix the problem that you have. Okay, and then a question here, Joseph, yes, similar setup. Aaron asks, what is the rebalance period? 10 days? No, it actually is not based on days. It is actually, no, sorry, yes, this one is based on days, yes. This one is 10 days because it's a sleep time of 1 day and the rebalance period is 10. If you look at some of our other algorithms like our diversified leverage, does not rebalance off the days. It rebalances based off of drift, right? So for example, if Bitcoin shot up like crazy, then that would trigger a rebalance, for example, for a diversified leverage strategies, right? But yes, this one is rebalancing every 10 days, right? Keep it simple. Okay, Ellen says thumbs up. Cool. Were all the rest of you guys able to try that out? Were you guys able to try out the different parameters? Everything good there? Any questions around that? Any issues with that? Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the last thing now. Right. So last thing we want to talk about is deployment. Okay. So you might ask, what the heck is deployment and why do you want to do this? Right. So deployment basically means that I want to keep this thing running 24/7. Okay. Right now I have this thing running, right? I clicked run, and in order for me to stop it, I have to click stop. However, okay, if I were to walk away from my computer and came back tomorrow, this would probably not be running anymore. If I close down my browser, it's going to stop. Okay. This is not meant to run permanently. This is a temporary way to run it. Okay. In order to actually run it, you need to deploy. Okay. And there's a bunch of different ways to deploy. There's a big button, top right-hand corner. You could also find under tools, deployment in here, right? Either way, click on deploy. You'll get sent to this screen right here. Now, in order to deploy this, you will have to pay Replit, right? Because they're actually going to be running this for you long term. Okay, so when you click on to run this, first of all, you have different options. You could auto scale, static, whatever. You want to use reserved VM. That is the option that you want to choose, right? The other ones are not going to work for you. So click reserved VM, which is probably already selected for you anyways. And then you also have to hit upgrade your account to deploy. Okay, so you click on that and they're going to ask you for this. You pay them yearly, which is $10 a month, or you can pay them annually or monthly. I mean, I pay them monthly personally. I pay them a lot of money every month because they run so many algorithms for me. But basically, click on bill monthly, set up your payments. So you could do that. So let me exit out of this and I'll show you what that looks like under a paid account. I have two accounts with them, my personal and my business. So let me log into our paid account here. Right, and let's say I'll go through again. We'll do this really quickly. The template, right? So again, template here, right? We're all good to go. And then you go into secrets, you fill in your secrets, right? And then you want to hit deploy, right? I'm actually going to stop because I had a deployment and shut this down. Okay. Okay, so you click deploy, you'll get to this part, reserved VM, set up your deployment. Okay. On this page, you will have a bunch of options they could choose. First thing, what I'll do is instead of the 0.5 vCPU, I'll lower that to 0.25. This is basically how powerful your machine is that you're running on their servers, right? I use the 0.25. Most of our algorithms do not need that much processing power, and usually a 0.25 is just fine. Notice that the price drops from $12.80 per month down to $6.40 per month when you make that change. All right, so I make that change. I usually lower it. And then also make sure you pick background worker, not web server, background worker, pick that, and then hit deploy. Okay, and once you've done that, those two selections, now you wait for this thing to go through the process. It'll build, bundle, promote, and then eventually will run. All right. And now once this is run as a deployment, it will stay running. Okay, so even when you shut down your browser, you walk away, you come back a week later, this thing will still be running for you. All right, so that's the advantage of a deployment. Okay, so once again, click your project, click deploy your project in the top right-hand corner, choose reserved VM. This is quite important to choose reserved VM. Pick the 0.25 vCPU, which is the cheaper one. right? So you don't have to pay as much. Click deploy your project. Make sure you choose background worker. This should actually be flipped around. I don't know why I have those that way. Pick background worker and then click deploy your project and then wait for it to launch. It'll take a few minutes. And then after it's launched, and we'll go through it together, I'll show you what the logs look like and you can actually see this thing running. Okay, so some questions here. So David says, Robert, this is very interesting. Well spent time. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. How do you use AI for your modeling, work, and automation? Do you have your AI models trained? Yeah, so we use AI in many different ways. We use AI to build algorithms. That's kind of one of our main uses of AI is just creating new algorithms. We could build them faster using AI. We have AI that we use for news sentiment in some of our algorithms. We have some AIs that we've trained on using price data. They're not that special, to be quite honest with you. The AIs that I found to be most useful are ones that are reading text and analyzing text on the internet. That's the stuff that I found to be the most useful in our algorithms. Right. And then how do you make sure your algorithms are not stolen by brokers or anybody who can access them, replicate, etc.? Well, so that's a good question. I mean, you can't really guarantee that, David. There's always something that could potentially happen. But the truth is that the stuff that you're running on Replit is probably not the most expensive stuff that's available there. People are running their entire companies off this, their entire startups where they've raised millions of dollars and are running all of their code off of Replit. I think if they can trust them, you should be fine as well. They are certified in a bunch of different ways for security and all that. So I mean, I trust them personally. They use Google Cloud underneath the hood, right? And Google Cloud is used by huge banks. There's credit unions and banks across the world that are using Google Cloud. So again, if they can trust them, I think it's probably fine for your use case. I don't know if you're running some crazy super hedge fund type stuff. Maybe there's something that's like super, super secretive. If that's the case, then you're going to need to build your own computer servers and all that, which is a heck of a lot more work than doing it through this way. So unless you like really, really, really need some super high level of security, I mean, if the banks can use it, I think you're fine. You know what I mean? If like JP Morgan uses Google Cloud, if JP Morgan can use it, I'm sure it's fine for you. You know what I mean? I don't know what you're doing exactly. Maybe you're doing some crazy high top secret security type stuff that people are trying to hack you. I don't know, right? But for the majority, like 99.99% of use cases, this will be more than enough security for you. Cool. Okay. So we have this deployment running. You saw that it finished deploying. Once it's done deploying, I can go into my logs, and in the logs, you'll see very similar looking logs to when we had in console, right? We don't see them anymore here, but you basically see your last price, market order with status, whatever, right? Filled transaction. We don't have the color coding in here, right? I think they want to add that in eventually, but you can still see filled transaction, and then you can actually go into your broker and see that it worked. Right. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Right. Any questions around any of that?
Yeah, I try to use instead of Litecoin, I try to change it to Solana. It doesn't work. Is
Yeah,
there any
because
reason why?
Solana is not supported with Alpaca. That's why.
Ah, okay.
Right. So I can actually show you. Let me bring this up. So crypto coins on Alpaca. Right. Here are the different crypto coins that they support. Right. This is all the different crypto coins. Okay. If you want to use different ones, so you could just use a different broker. Right. So with Coinbase, for example, you could trade a heck of a lot more. KuCoin, you could trade a lot more. Binance, you could trade probably the most out of all of them. So if you're going to be, if you want to trade different types of coins, then you could also change your broker, and that's quite simple to do, right? Changing your broker is a pretty simple thing to do, right? Basically, you just have to put in different API keys. All right. Any other questions, guys? Okay, cool. So let me get this over here. I'm just fixing our slides up a little bit. So we updated some stuff. Okay. So let me walk you through now next steps if you guys want to keep going with this stuff, if you're interested in what we're doing here. Actually, let me read off some questions here. So if I have a paid account with Replit in order to reply yes, it looks like we must have a paid account with Replit in order to reply deploy. Okay, good. Yeah, in order to deploy. Yes. Yeah, if you want to deploy, you do have to have a paid account with Replit. Yes, that is correct. Darcy says, are all your bots Iron Condor? Absolutely not. Maybe 2 of our bots out of 100 are Iron Condors, Darcy. So no, we have way more bots than just Iron Condors. Although the Iron Condor bots, they do perform quite well, but we have a lot of other bots just other than that. Joseph says, how long do you recommend using paper trading before switching to real money? That's a personal question, Joseph. From a legal perspective, I'm going to tell you stay with paper trading, but that's really up to you. I mean, if I were to make this decision, for me, the way that I decide whether I go from paper to live money, I'm also a bit more of a risk taker than most people. It's just I'll run in paper for a bit. I'll see the back test. If those actually work, paper trading is working, I'll go to live money pretty quickly. All right. I'll switch over to live money pretty fast. Right. But that's really a personal question, right? That's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable is the answer there. Right. But yeah, definitely, if you're going to run any of our algorithms, make sure you run them in paper trading first, just so you get that level of comfort. Right. I'd strongly recommend that. All right. Journal says, thanks for the info. Have to go. No problem. Shea says, which one performed the best? We have a bunch of different algorithms. We have a different thing that talks about that. We have, let me load this up real quick. I can show you a couple of our algorithms. Where's our, just to show you a couple of back tests and a few of our things that we have here. Webinars. Here's a couple of them, just to show you a couple of back tests really quickly. So it's faster to show you this way. Here's one of our algorithms. This is a UVXY trading algorithm. Basically, it shorts volatility. This one, we back tested, did about 72% a year. Over this time period, did 708% in back testing. So quite a nice return, 72% a year. Here's another one, our Congress trading bot. This is one that basically copies, Nancy Pelosi and all those different types of people. This one, when we back tested, got about 21% a year returns. Here's another one. Here's our Iron Condor Martingale. This is one of my favorites. It's done quite well over the years. This one did 62% historically in back testing, 62% a year. Here's the modified version of the Iron Condor, slightly different one. This one did about 68% a year, almost 70% a year. Here's another one, our Butterfly Condor. This one back tested to 135% a year. Right. So that's kind of that's some of our bots. We have a lot more than just this, but that's a few of them. Right. And here's some of it running live. Right. This is that live accounts. There's a crypto bot. It's been running for a while. And then here's real money account. This is not paper trading or anything like that. I actually have real money in this, and this keeps growing for me. I started at 2,900-ish. This is now over like 4,600 now. It keeps growing quite nicely. All right, so there's a couple of different algorithms. If you want to join our pro plan or all access plan, those are things that you'll get access to. All right. Here's a real money one. This one's been running for a couple of days. I'm up almost 5% in like a week. Right. Again, real money. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Which ones perform the best? So I showed you a couple of them. Darcy asks, also increases IBKR trading fees. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Darcy. Interactive Brokers definitely does have trading fees. Yes, that's why I like using Tradier personally, so we can get around those trading fees. But if you're going to use Interactive Brokers, then yes, they will have trading fees. And then is there a link where you can see all the strategies and back tests? We're actually updating our homepage to have all this. But if you go on our homepage, you can actually see a bunch of them, right? So here's a bunch of our different strategies. We should have the names of them here, but this is one of our crypto bots. This is another one of our bots, 400% a year. This is our butterfly condor bot. We should have our name, the titles above these. Here's another one. This is an iron condor trading bot, condor martingale bot, 60% a year. Here's another, I think this may have been the same one, the crypto bot. So you can see a bunch of them on our homepage. We're actually doing a redesign of our homepage, so you'll see a bunch more of them quite soon. Right. Darcy says, do you have any live trading long term? Yeah, the one that I just showed you, the diversified leverage one that I had in Alpaca, that one's been running for like a year and a half now. It's done quite well over the years. Philip says, can you send that link in the chat? You mean to our website? Yes, here's a link to our website. I'm not sure if that's what you mean, Philip. But that's this
I
link.
meant the presentation.
Oh, the
That's all right.
presentation. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you might have meant that. Okay. So here's a link to the presentation too.
Is that
We do this presentation. I
letting
think
it
I do
on.
this next week if you actually want me to go through this live.
There's the First Amendment, and then there's hate speech that endangers.
Sorry, Gil, I'm just going to mute you there. So you're talking about something there.
Something about it.
Okay. Let's see. So we have, what's the difference between CAGR and total return?
Yeah,
CAGR
that's
is annualized, right? It stands for compound annual return, right? Because you can't compare things like if someone says, oh, I made 1,000% return, well, what, 1,000% over a year or 1,000% over a decade, right? That's a big difference, right? So CAGR basically gives you annualized returns, right? David says, are you mainly based in New York or Canada, Robert? I bounce back and forth between New York and Canada. I used to live in New York. These days I spend more time in Canada because I have a little baby, little 3-month-old kid that I have to take care of. So my family helps a lot with that. So I spend more time in Canada lately, personally. But yeah, I lived in New York for a number of years. My in-laws live out there. A lot of my friends are still there. So we're in New York quite often. We're actually probably going to have a live event in New York if you guys are interested at the end of August. So keep an eye out for emails and texts, but we're probably going to have a live event at the end of August in New York City in Manhattan. We're still working out the details, but it's looking probably like the August 30th weekend. So if you guys are in the New York area, let me know because you can join us for some free food and drinks because we're going to have Polygon sponsor it, or most likely. It's not finalized yet, but most likely Polygon is going to give us $3,000 for food and drinks for you guys. So if you want to join us in Manhattan in a couple of months, then you can join us there. If anything, come out for some free drinks. Yeah. David says, God bless your child. Thank you very much, David. That's very nice of you. Would love to meet you in person. Likewise, yeah, if you're in the New York area, come out. We could definitely meet up in person. I think we're going to have quite a few people show up. Brian asked, do you have job opportunities? We're not currently hiring, but we probably will be soon. We're actually going through a process of raising some capital right now. We're probably going to raise something like $250,000 to $1 million to build out some stuff. So if you're a really good programmer, it'd be nice to talk to you. So yeah, we're not currently hiring, but we might be shortly. Yeah, no problem, Brian.
Can I ask you a question about how the bots, how the algorithm works? Is it just doing buying and selling based on scraping information on web, or is it using charts and things like that? Technical.
It depends on the bot. We have like something like 100 different bots. The bot that we're using here, the one that we set up here, they're very simple. It's not looking at any charts. It's just rebalancing. Same thing with the diversified leverage. But we have other bots, like for example, our Iron Condor bot that does day trading. That is not looking at charts, but it is basically picking specific option contracts depending on the market conditions at the time. We have our Bollinger Band, crypto B-Bands bot that uses technical analysis, uses Bollinger Band specifically. We have our stock breakout bot that uses a bunch of different technical analysis. We have, it depends on the bot, right? Like we do all sorts of different stuff. Charts, I mean, I think a lot of people have an obsession with looking at charts, for better or for worse. Sometimes that's a good thing, looking at charts, you can make some money doing that. I am of the opinion that that is one factor to look at. It is definitely not the end all be all. I think if you're trading purely based off charts, I think if you added in a little bit more information, you'd probably make a lot more money. That's my thoughts on that. But overall, we have a bunch of different types of bots. So yeah, everything across the board. We look at, some bots are going to be looking at technical analysis, sure. Other bots are going to be looking at outside data sources, like what did Nancy Pelosi buy today? So we can copy her. Other bots are going to be looking at, what is the price of the VIX today? And should we get into a certain position depending on the VIX? We have a whole bunch of different types of bots, right? So it depends on what you're looking for. We have a huge array of them, right? We have the ones here inside of our algorithm library, but then we also have entire Google Drives with like dozens of more algorithms. So if you're looking to build or if you're looking to run anything specific, we've probably actually done it before. I'm willing to bet we've built a lot of algorithms over the years. So if there's something that you're looking to do, we probably already have code that does it. I'm willing to bet, or at least something similar. Cool. Any other questions, guys? So let's quickly go over the next steps. So if you guys want to take things to the next level, you want to get going to the next stages. First thing you might want to do is you might want to run our diversified leverage algorithm, right? When I first showed you, there's two templates, right? We started with the crypto template, but then there's also this diversified leverage template. I personally really like this algorithm. It's made me a couple $1,000s over the years. I'm very happy with it personally. It's also fairly basic, but effective, makes money. Historically, I think it's made 22% a year. Not bad. So definitely give that a shot, right? If you join one of our plans, if you join our starter plan, pro plan, or all access plan, you'll get access to our strategy library, which again is all these different strategies here, our crypto B bands, our custom ETF, our rolling call options bot, our swing trading bot, stock breakouts, options news trading, our Condor Martingale or Butterfly Condor. We have lots of different bots here with some very impressive results. Like I showed you, some of them have backtesting results over 400% a year. Really impressive stuff. If you guys are interested in that code, you should join one of our plans. Speaking of which, here are our plans. If you're interested, our starter plan, it's a free trial for the first 2 months and then $49 a month after that. What do you get with it? Well, first of all, you're going to get the recording to this workshop, along with a bunch of other workshops as well, right? You're going to get a bunch of other algorithms. We'll give you access to our whole algorithm library. We'll give you access to our trading signals. So which is basically this here. You could watch our algorithms trade live, right? So here's, diversified leverage, how it's been trading, right? You can see our crypto B bands, how it's been trading, and you can watch them trade every day. It shows you what it's buying, what it owns, all that kind of stuff. So you can follow our algorithms, right? You're also going to get our algorithmic trading full course. So if you want to learn how to build algorithms, this is your bet, right? It will teach you how to build algorithms, or at least the basics of it. You also get our Python for Finance course, which will show you kind of how to use Python within the context of financial analysis. We'll teach you how to do that. You also get our basic strategy library, which is this strategy library, but only the parts where it says starter plan, right? So I think that's 5 different algorithms that you get with our starter plan, right? You get the crypto double EMA trending, or crypto B bands, our top ETF picker, our options rolling calls, and our diversified leverage with threshold bots. You'll get all of those, right? And then again, it's for the first 2 weeks, it's free, then $49 a month afterwards, right? If you want to get it, this is the spot to get it, or you could just go to our homepage and scroll down to this part, our plans, right? Okay, so that's our starter plan. I'm going to share the link with you. If you want to get a pro plan, it is $399 per month, and there's $1,000 sign up fee, so it's $999 to sign up, and then $400 a month after that. When you join that, you get a heck of a lot more than our starter plan. For starters, you get everything in the starter plan, but then you also get access to our Tuesday night classes, which is freaking magic. I swear to you, I love these things. Our Tuesday night classes, every Tuesday, we did this last night, for example, we're constantly innovating new algorithms. So if you want to see all of our latest stuff, you want to see what we're working on right now, what is all the cutting edge stuff, join that Tuesday class. You can see all of our cutting edge things and how they're all working. If you want to help build algorithms, meaning you don't write the code, you come up with the ideas and we'll actually build it for you. You could join that Tuesday class and we'll build algorithms for you. Basically, it's right now myself writing code, and then we have 10, 15, 20 people join in and kind of say, oh, what if we change this? What if we try this? And we have a democratic process where we vote and we say, what are we working on today? Right. So we've spent the past few weeks working on iron condor training algorithms. They've been doing quite well for us, but we've also worked on AI algorithms. We've worked on ones that use butterflies. We've worked on stock breakout algorithms. We've worked on all sorts of other stuff. So if you join us on those Tuesday nights, you can be part of the action. You can help us build the new algorithms and be on the cutting edge, right? So that's our Tuesday nights. You're also going to get the recordings of that, and you're going to get the code from that, which is probably the most important thing. They're actually going to be able to use those algorithms and run them yourselves. You're also going to get the full strategy library, which is what I'm showing you here, right? So everything that is, pro plan or up, you're going to get all that too. So you're going to get a lot of additional algorithms, and more specifically, the algorithms that we have the best results for, right? So if you want to get our best algorithms, join our pro plan and you'll be able to get access to those, right? That's our pro plan right there. Okay. Then we also have our all access plan. This is meant for people that really want to go all out when it comes to algo trading. It's $7.99 a month and $1,500 to sign up. That's going to include everything from the starter and pro plans, but then you're also going to get access to all of our courses. We have a lot of courses here. Our algo trading course, our options trading course will teach you how to make algorithms using artificial intelligence. We'll teach you how to make crypto algorithms. We'll teach you how to make stuff on the blockchain. So a lot of our really good courses you'll get from here. You're also going to get a lot of one-on-one support. So is anyone here that's in our pro plan? I'm looking to see if I see anyone. I thought I saw some people from our pro plan here. I just wanted to bring that up. I think Cree, I think you're in our pro plan. I recognize that, but I think there's one or two others that I recognize. But for those of you that are in our all access plan, you can get on a call whenever the heck you want. So if you ever need help with something, like for example, one of our all access plan members, he comes to me and he's trying to beat a trading challenge, right? So he has one of those prop trading firms that he's working with. And he's like, yeah, I want to beat this prop trading challenge because if I do that, I can make a bunch of money. So we've just been working every week together. Every week we meet up. He shows me what he's working on. I help him out. We tweak things. I show him our latest code. It's really like white glove custom service. Basically we'll spend a bunch of time helping him out to get all that stuff going, right? So if you really want that help, you want to get us to set things up for you. You want us to help out with your code or whatnot. This one-on-one support is going to give you a lot of help there, right? And there's also private coaching sessions every Thursday, so we do. So basically, if you need that additional help to get your algorithms up and running, you want to get all the fancy stuff going, this is the all access plan, and we'll get you access to all of our cutting edge stuff and all the support that you need, right? Okay, and then there's a question here. So, Rob, is there a difference in the algo trading course for IB versus another broker? Alan, no, there's no difference between the two. Switching brokers is quite simple, right? It's really you just swap out those brokers. However, Alan, there is some new stuff that we're working on now to run interactive brokers in the cloud. So if you want to set up a call with me, I could actually help you do that. And maybe we'll even record it and we'll give it to a bunch of other people so they can see how to set that up. Because it's a little bit more involved with interactive brokers. You kind of have to run it with Gateway, and there's a few things to do. But if you want to get that all set up, just book a call with me and we can knock that out. Right. Alan being someone on our pro plan, by the way. This one that we talked about here. Also lives in Toronto, Alan, right? If I remember that correctly. Fellow Canadian. Cool. All right. So that's pretty much it. Any questions, guys, about anything that we covered today? Any questions about setting anything up? Any questions about doing all this? And Alan, you're in Leslieville. That's awesome. Actually, I have a really good friend that lives in Leslieville. So maybe next time we come out there, maybe I can we could say hello because I'm there actually pretty often. One of my best friends, he lives on Colgate, 25 or something Colgate Avenue, right next to um that park there. I forget what the name of the park is in Leslieville. There's like a basketball court there and all that. We're there all the time. I played tennis with them several times there. So maybe next time we're in Leslieville, we can meet up. There's a lot of nice spots there. The beaches are nice around there too. You know, Craven, yeah, huge parks. Yeah, it's definitely a very nice area. So yeah, maybe next time we come out there, I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep a mental note. Next time we come down to Leslieville, I'll give you a shout because we definitely go there quite often. So maybe we could go to the beach together. You know, the beaches there are nice too. I'm here all the time. Yeah, it makes sense. Awesome. Very cool. Any other questions, guys? Mahendra, you raised your hand. You have a question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, first of all, Robert, I've talking to you after a long time. I'm so busy with my another job, a shift, and I really didn't focus on it. But my question is that if I open an account, whatever the trader view, you just put it on the chart, the trader.com, and over there we can do the same paper trading, and then we can switch our live money.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. So if you want to open an account with Alpaca or with Tradier, those are kind of our two most popular brokers that we work with. If you open up an account with one of them, they both have paper trading. It's also one of the reasons why we use them because they're very good for algo trading. They have paper trading and all that. So if you open up an account with Tradier, we could definitely get you all set up and going through this too. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but the whatever we make a strategy in our alpaca, remember the paper trading?
Yep.
At that time it was 300,000, and most recently it was under 350,000. The balance.
Nice. So you made some money, huh?
Yeah, but it is on paper trading.
Yeah, fake money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Either way, that's still a good thing. It'd be better if it was real
Yeah.
money, obviously. But yeah, if you need help setting any of that up, let me know. Right.
Yeah, sure.
We also have a
Thank you.
team. We can get you on a call with Tommy. He can get you all set up as well. We have another person helping us out lately. So if you maybe the best thing for you to do, and this goes for the rest of you guys too, if you're interested in signing up, probably your best bet, go to our website, lumiwealth.com, click on book a demo, right? And when you click on book a demo, you'll have the opportunity to book a call with one of our staff and they can walk you through all the details, right? If there's any specific questions, you can ask them. If you want them to show you kind of how things have been working, they can show you that. If you need some help setting things up, they can do that for you too. He also, right now, I think if you book a call with Tommy. He's actually very good at getting people set up as well, right? So yeah, so if you have any questions or anything, I would suggest you go to that book a demo button, right, and go through it there. Right. Cool. Any other questions, guys?
The gateway you're talking about for interactive brokers in Canada, I think I tried to connect one gateway to them to get MetaTrader working, and I don't think that there is anybody that actually does that. They say it's only for professionals, brokerages or somebody.
So, well, you're saying MetaTrader, that's a different broker, right? Or at least MetaTrader is different.
Well, yeah, MetaTrader is just a trading app
Right.
that can connect to brokers to trade, but it
Right.
needs a gateway, I think it is, to connect. And I was just wondering if your gateway was similar to that.
So this is IB Gateway. This is Interactive Brokers Gateway. Specifically, it's this app.
Oh, they have a gateway themselves?
Yes. Yeah.
IB? Okay.
Yeah. So if you search for Interactive Brokers Gateway, Interactive Brokers Gateway, IB Gateway, this is the one I'm talking about specifically.
Oh, okay.
Right. It's specifically for interactive brokers. And then when we run this, we actually we use something called IBC. IBC is a Python. Yeah, there you go. we use this thing right here, IBC, which basically what it does is, because Interactive Brokers is a bit of a pain, they like log you out. Like with TWS, they log you out every 24 hours. With IB Gateway is a little better. They log you out once a week. Either way, that's not ideal, right? You want something that will log you back in again. So we use IBC basically to handle that process. So whenever you get logged out, which can happen either after a week or if you like, sometimes things happen with your connection, whatever, you get logged out, it will automatically log you back in again. And all you have to do is in your app on Interactive Brokers is just click accept and you're good to go. Right. If you need help with this, let me know. I could get you all set up with this. Right.
Okay.
Okay. It's a little bit more involved than the other brokers. So maybe one day we'll do like a workshop like this specifically for Interactive Brokers. But for now, if you need help, we just jump on a one-on-one call. We can go through that. All right. Cool. Any other questions, guys? Or does that answer your question, by the way? Darcy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Cool. Any other questions, guys? Right. So Alan says, where has a params connection logic buy and sell logic already built in? Is there a template to build an algo for IB? Yeah, so again, Alan, there's Interactive Brokers is just a different broker. Like all the entire algorithm is exactly the same, except for that broker connection. So we don't really need to have any different cell logic or anything like that. It's all exactly the same. It's just that one component the broker needs to change. So so again, Alan, if you need help, just book a call with me and we'll just go through it on a call. I'll just show you how to do that. Right. Yeah, okay. All right, and Joseph says, thank you very much. No problem, Joseph. Cool. All right, so again, that's pretty much the end of the class today. If you guys want to get in contact with myself or anyone else on the team, again, please make sure you go to lumiwealth.com. Use that book a demo button. This will be great. You can get on a call with someone and they can actually walk you through all the details. Tommy is most likely the person you'll speak to. He's great. He can walk you through a lot of different things that we have. We also have a little intercom button at the bottom right-hand corner here, if you'll notice. Click on that, and if you send a message here, you'll get in contact with one of our staff as well. We have a bunch of people checking this on a regular basis, so it's a pretty quick way to get to us. We're actually very active on Discord. So if you join our Discord server, if you ask any questions in here, we're usually very, very active there as well. So lots of different ways to contact us, right? Usually just go to our website. There's somewhere you can click to get in contact, right? Cool. All right. So that being said, oh, Mahendra, you have a question? I see your hand up, Mahendra. Do you have a question?
You are working on the Charles Schwab, the broker Charles Schwab. He used to be a Think or Swing.
Oh, Schwab? No, not yet, but we plan to integrate with them soon. The reason why is because they just changed their APIs quite significantly. So we need to actually integrate with their new APIs. We're waiting for the dust to settle a little bit because we're still kind of finalizing that. But we plan on working with Schwab soon. That's like one of my top priorities. Webull is way up there. Charles Schwab is way up there. And we want to add some good Forex brokers like Oanda or something like that. Those are kind of our top things that we're looking to add in soon.
So can you tell me approximately months how for the Schwab? Approximate 3 months, 4 months?
Maybe 6 months out, I would say.
Or 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not something that we're actively developing right now. It's on our priority list, but it's not number one. Because the truth is, I mean, look, just open up an account with another broker, right? Like whether we work with Schwab or whatever, like, I mean, I get some people prefer those brokers. I understand that, and I like them too. But you know, the point here is to make these algorithms work well and to be profitable, right? So that's where we spend the majority of our time. We want to make sure that we have good algorithms, easy to back test, easy to run, and make money. That's what our focus is, right? Whether we connect to a specific broker or not, Sure. We have a lot of people asking about that, and I'm sure that definitely matters. But if I were to ask you a question, would you rather make 100% a year using Tradier and you have to open up a new brokerage account, or would you rather make less money with Schwab, right? And most people, I'd say, would pick the first one, right? So that's where we spend the majority of our time. It's just working on our algorithms, making things better, improving, and making more money, right?
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Cool. Any other questions, guys? This was fun. We had a lot of people today. Azaria says, thank you. This is very interesting. I'll be setting up a meeting next week. Awesome. Sounds great, Azaria. Let me know how it goes. Perfect. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good night. It's been a pleasure. This has been a lot of fun. You guys have been very active and have a lot of good questions. So I hope to see you guys in some of our future classes. If you sign up, I'll see you next Tuesday or in subsequent classes from that. Either way, I hope you have a great night. It's been a pleasure. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.